Another strong woman, that's Heather Laudenpera, and now Barbara Kirkmeyer. Weld County Commissioner, when this legislature passed an egregious oil and gas bill, hell-bent on shutting down the oil and gas industry, Barbara Kirkmeyer said, I'm going to do something about it. And she's working on pushing back on Senate Bill 19-181. Barbara Kirkmeyer.
Good afternoon. Hey, I want to know, are you ready to fight for our state? Are you ready to fight for Colorado families? Because when the governor signed Senate Bill 181, he chose his words with purpose and intent, especially when he spoke about the oil and gas war, essentially characterizing all of us as an enemy. Well, standing up for your rights and for what is right, disagreeing with the direction we were being forced into, and working to ensure that our voices are heard does not make me an enemy of this state. And unlike the governor, I do not view the men and women who work in the oil and gas industry as collateral damage. The governor and the sponsors of Senate Bill 181 said that it wouldn't stop oil and gas development in the state. That's not true. Here's what we know for a fact. Before the bill was even out of the House, Adams County passed a moratorium. The minute the bill was signed, Boulder County, Erie, Lafayette all passed moratoriums or extended moratoriums against oil and gas drilling in their communities. And the anti-oil and gas people in May of 2019 put out their little toolkit on how to, a guide for protecting ourselves from fracking by enacting local moratorium. The sponsors of this bill and the Colorado Oil and Gas Conservation Commission director said in their testimony that any permit in the queue or any new permit would have to wait for all the new rules to be enacted. We have since found out that it's going to take them 18 months to get those rules enacted and to get them completed. That is, in fact, a de facto moratorium on oil and gas. And we know that there are over 6,000 permits that were put on hold. These people have a game plan. They have always had a game plan. And I'm here to tell you today, not in my county. It's not going to fly in my county. Last week, Weld County announced our plan to designate our county as an oil and gas local control county where we will take control back from the state. Governor Polis, owns some property in Weld County, and a few years ago he had a little issue with some oil and gas where some drilling was occurring on the neighboring property. Silly oil and gas people trying to, exercise their private property rights and get to their property. The governor at that time said, those Weld County commissioners, they're wild and crazy. Basically, we're a bunch of bumpkins up there in Weld County. He's right, we are. We are wild, we're crazy, and we are going to force local control back down their throats the same way they forced 181 down our throats. And that would be the Weld County way. We are not going to let these liberal, regressive, Boulder, thug-like politicians ruin our state, devastate our families, or kill our jobs. They proclaim to be worried about affordable housing. They proclaim to be worried about health care benefits and our children and their education. Me too. That's why I'm going to keep fighting to ensure that we keep good-paying jobs here in Colorado. They're worried about affordable housing. Well, I say let's make sure folks have the opportunity to have a job in the oil and gas field, then they can go afford to buy a house. They want to give free health care? Well, let's make sure we keep those oil and gas jobs here in Colorado, because then those people can go afford their own health care for them and their family. They want all-day free kindergarten? Then I say let's keep those oil and gas jobs here in Colorado so one parent can stay home, take care of their children themselves, and teach them to be responsible, compassionate adults who know how to work for a living. From the day Senate Bill 181 was introduced, we've been worried about politics taking over the regulatory process in Colorado. Well, you can stop worrying. It has. Our state became a leader in both energy production and environmental protection by following the facts, adhering to science, and letting impartial experts do their job. Senate Bill 181 threatens this tradition by giving political operatives way too much power. The Polis administration denies this, saying nothing will change under 181. Then why do we need 181? They claim the regulatory process will continue business as usual. Well, we already know that's not true. Governor Polis, in his inauguration speech, said this: "Our mission now is to make Colorado a place for all families to have a chance to thrive." Except, as we know now, he wasn't talking about you. In the coming months, we need to be watching Jared Polis with his California-style agenda and his political operatives, his political appointees. If Polis and company use 181 rulemaking as a hammer to kill Colorado jobs and hurt Colorado families, or if extremists continue to hijack 181 and push local bans and moratoriums across the political landscape, we must make the 2020 election a referendum on his extreme and out-of-touch energy policy. Men and women who truly care about our state rejected oil and gas extremism in 2018. If it comes to it, we're going to have to do it again in 2020. I'm honored to be able to work with people who not only talk the talk, but strap on their steel-toed boots and walk the walk. I'm proud to stand with you today. I'm proud to stand for Colorado families and defend our state.